things got to be a little weird. I didn't even get to the crazy part.
And messy enough, he dated my homegrown.
We had grown so much together and we built like such a strong emotional connection. Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Leah Dawn and I am back with another video. Y'all click that down so y'all already know what's coming. Yeah, y'all already know what's coming. I don't know how I feel about like, I don't know, but I'm so sorry for the wait or like the delay on like this video coming out, because I know I was been supposed to drop another video, but that didn't end up happening. Just a whole lot of stuff just got like lost in the realm. So, but I am back and I am better than ever, so I'm gonna be dropping like crazy. And yeah, so I'm just gonna get right into it. If you're new here, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe for more videos. I have more tea dropping soon. And yeah, I'll see y'all in the next video. Okay, so I also have like my notes near me, so like if y'all see me like looking down at something, that's why. But yeah, I'm just gonna start off by saying, like, if y'all have like a boy best friend or a girl best friend and y'all were able to keep them like just as like boy best friend, girl best friend level, kudos to y'all, because that's definitely not how this story played out. I wish it did, but it just didn't. And that's life. Like, that's, people have different stories and stuff, so things don't always play out how you want them to, and that's okay. So don't think that your relationship is just supposed to be perfect, and you know, because it's just not how things work. Okay, for this boy, we're gonna name him Twin, because now that I have thought about the situation, like wrote like my notes about the situation and everything, I really got to see like this boy was like the boy version of me. You know what I'm saying? So everything that I liked, he liked too. Like, we had like similar music tastes and stuff like that, and we bonded over a lot of things. Like, we never really had like much disagreements about anything really. So that was like one of the good things about this relationship. Like, we never argued, we agreed on like a lot of things, and yeah, all in all, he was one of like the perfect best friends, you know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna get into like how I met him and everything. So I met when I was 14, I think. Yeah, I was like a freshman in high school. I was 14, and we basically, I met him through a guy that I dated. So like when I was dating his homeboy basically, and I would hang around, and I would hang around like my boyfriend at the time, which was his homeboy, and he would hang around his homeboy at the time. So it'd be like me hanging around with him and his homeboys kind of thing. And y'all, sorry if the lighting is bad. Like, I was trying to like do like a cute little sunlight vibe, but it's probably not giving. So I'm probably gonna change like the scenery. Like, let me get into like some shade or something. Cause it's freaking hot. All right, I had to adjust that lighting because baby, it was hot. It was hot. But yeah, I would be hanging around him and his homeboys, and Twin just so happened to be one of his homeboys. So, you know, that was that. All I know is that like after me and my ex had like broke up for the millionth time, because me and that particular ex had been like off and on and breaking up like a lot, because I really liked him, but he just was very like, I don't know how to describe it. It just was like, you know, when somebody doesn't know how to be in like a relationship, so they treat you like they don't want you, but in reality they just don't know how to be with you. Like, they don't know how to be with you, they don't know how to treat you, so the vibes are giving they don't really like you, but you're not the problem, it's them. That's really what this was. Yeah, that's really what this was. And so we would have a lot of problems because I would feel like so unsure within like my relationship, and he wouldn't like really affirm me at all. If anything, he would give me like opposite vibes, like he just was not feeling me, you know what I'm saying? And maybe that really was the problem, but then again, why are you coming back and continuing to come back to me, wasting my time? But during the time where we were like I said, during the time where we broke up for like the millionth time, Twin started distancing himself from him as well, because he started to become like super toxic to not only me but like his other homeboys. So remember I told y'all I would come around when he would be hanging around with his homeboys and stuff like that and all of that. Yeah, so he was like driving all of his friends and his homeboys away and driving me away as well. So we all just ended up like distancing ourselves from him, and we weren't his only friends though, so don't be thinking like he was just lonely or whatever. No, he still had friends, but we just was not click it up with him no more, basically. But yeah, so Twin ended up like just talking to me, I think, and we just like hit it off. I don't really remember our initial like first conversation or our first interaction with each other at all. I really don't. I wish I could, but I don't. All I just remember was that we just ended up talking and we hit it off pretty strong, and he just started like hanging around me more, and it was never on like nothing flirtatious, nothing like relationship wise at all. It was always friends. Like, it was just strictly friend stuff, you know what I'm saying? And that's just how it was, because you know, I was his homeboy's ex. I would hope there would be some bro code there, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, and at the time we exchanged like whatever social media we had. I don't remember what social media it really was. Yo, this happened like some years ago. This happened like years ago. So I'm like still like picking up the pieces. That's why I like have notes in front of me. So I'm like looking at the notes, trying to remember some of the stuff. But like, even then, it's still like, you know what I'm saying? But we exchanged whatever social media was, we exchanged, and that was that. We just would talk on that social media all the time, and we would just have like really good conversation. Like, it was such like a kid relationship, like, you know, where you have like that one little school boom, or like that one little kid love, or like you on the phone from sun up to sundown, on a school night, you getting like 2 hours of sleep, and just to wake up to see your boo in the hallways and walk right past each other. That was literally like, those were literally the vibes we was giving. Because we sure would. We would stay up from sun up to sundown talking to each other and just having like really good conversations about any and everything. Like, we would talk about like what fruits were good, what fruits weren't. Like, we had like such meaningless conversation, but meaningful at the same time, because it was like, when you have meaningless conversation with somebody, it's like, depending on who this person is, just those kind of conversations can become important because you like that person or whatever. But
look at me sounding all studious.
But yeah, we would talk about the most like irrelevant things, but we did have like deep conversations as well. Like, our conversations did get deep, and you know, that's just how they were. Like, it was deep conversations, it was irrelevant, like meaningless conversations, but nonetheless, we was cool in it. We was like literally like this. We talked about everything to each other, even like relationship stuff, y'all. Like, whenever I was having problems, because after I stopped dating his homeboy, I ended up in another relationship, toxic again, that could be another story time that I could do as well. So I'll probably pop that one out after this one. That one was so tea, y'all. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I'm finna make that after this. But yeah, after I stopped dating his homeboy, I ended up in another toxic relationship, and Twin was the person that I went to confide in when I wanted like advice, or if I just needed like somebody to talk to. I went to him. So yeah. I'm gonna put a disclaimer out for this next part because this is gonna make me look like a crappy person, but we've all done it. Well, I'm not gonna say we all, because like there are some people who have not done this before, or like have not even, you know what I'm saying? So kudos to the people who have not done this before, but like I'm just saying in general, disclaimer, like this whole thing dates back to when I was a little kid, y'all. Like I was literally a kid. Please do not drag me in the comments if I do have any comments. Like I'd rather have no comments than like hate comments. So please do not drag me in the comments for what I'm about to do. Some of y'all might think this is like my karma for how this situation turned out, but we'll see, because I've been thinking that too. Low-key, maybe that's why this ended up becoming what this ended up becoming. But y'all let me know. But I just want to put that disclaimer out there. Like, please do not judge me for this. And yeah, that toxic relationship I was just telling y'all about, I'm gonna just quickly give him like a little nickname just so I can like give y'all. So we're gonna name this boy Playa, because he liked to have his cake and eat it too. Like, and that goes in explanation. I don't know how to describe it. That goes without saying, basically. But with him, I thought I was in love. Like y'all know, y'all get it. Like when y'all think y'all are in love with somebody, but it's really like puppy love or something. Yeah, that's kind of like what I had for him. But I really liked Playa nonetheless. I still liked him, and I wanted to show him like, oh, like you think that you can have your cake and eat it too in my face, I'm gonna show you how I can get, kind of thing. So back then, me and Twin were like this. Like I was telling y'all, whenever I got into a relationship, I would confide into Twin about the relationship. So I remember, this is so embarrassing. It's like so like sad to like say out loud, because it shows how crappy of a mindset I really like had, and like how I didn't really like care about the other person's feelings. But I'm just gonna go and just say it, and then we can get over with this. But we're not about to do this while Titus is freaking barking. Titus! So yeah, I remember like getting an instinct that Twin had liked me, and this was around late 2019, I think. Yeah, I think this was like late 2019. I had like an inkling that Twin liked me. It was like whenever I would like confide in him about like my boy problems, or like any problems that I had when it came to like a guy or a boy or whatever, the reactions would give like, you should be with me instead. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of felt like I could use him to get back at Playa, because at the time Playa had played in my face, and he got with some girl that he was cheating on me with during like our entire relationship. He would cheat on me with another girl and then come back to me when the other girl was cheating on him. It was just like some weird mess is all I know. And I was just like, you know what, I'm not gonna be sitting here like a lapdog each time when he think that he could just cheat and have his way, and I'm gonna just take him back. So I very much used Twin to get him back, and that's all I'm gonna say about that, because it just literally, that's like icky to say. But yes, I I used him to get back with Playa, and it did work. Like I ended up breaking up with Twin, and I ended up getting back with Playa, and that did not work out well for me. So yeah.
I mean, Twin, if you're watching this, I'm sorry. Like, I know this happened like 5-6 years ago, but I'm sorry.
Like that's like really crappy, not gonna lie. That's really crappy. So I am sorry, Twin, if you're watching this. But yeah, y'all, so that was like late 2019. So 2020 was the year everybody was on lockdown, everybody was in the house, you know, eating everything in their fridge and, you know, hibernating because of COVID. But yeah, 2020, I want to say, like, strange enough, it was like our peak year. Like, it was like the year that me and him talked the most. Me and him, like, it just was, I feel like was our best year because we just had a stronger bond. And 2020, I feel like was the year that I like finally like started having like those feelings for him. And yeah, I liked the way he carried himself. I liked his mindset. I liked a lot of the good qualities that I've been knew about him since like we were like besties. I was coming to kind of like love about him. So I developed a crush on him in 2020. But yeah, in a nutshell, that kind of like sums up 2020. 2021, yeah, this 2021 was like so heartbreaking. I feel like, well, more for me than him, but like 2021 I feel like was just so heartbreaking because it was like, okay, y'all, so I think I'm gonna take off back. So October of 2021, I remember still having like strong feelings for Twin and everything, and I do remember like wanting to be with him, and he wouldn't normally even confide in me about like his relationships or anything. Like if he had something going on with a girl, I never knew, to be honest. Like he never told me anything like that. Now that I think about it, but it was more so like friendship stuff. So I get a text from him in October 2021. I don't remember the date, but all I know is I did get a text from him, and he was basically telling me, oh, I got in a relationship and blah blah blah, and he was just like yapping to me about how happy he was, and I was just like, I was taken so aback because y'all, if y'all have ever had like feelings for somebody and that person like confessing to you that they have feelings for somebody else, that's heartbreaking. That's heartbreaking. So hearing that like he had like feelings for somebody else, it was just kind of sad because it's like I've been was liking him. So what was the hold up? I don't know, but probably her. But yeah, it was just like very heartbreaking to hear that he was in a new relationship. So of course I was like faking how happy I was for him. I was like, yeah, I'm happy for you, like congratulations. And I'm just like, I was hyping it up. I remember I was hyping it up, like I was just like so proud, but in reality I was just like not happy, more so heartbroken. I think I shut off my phone. It was not on my phone for the rest of the day after hearing that. Like like I was like so upset when he told me that. But yeah, that was just like a sad day because I just remember how he was speaking about her. Like he just had like such good things to say about not like her specifically or like things about her character in specific, but like just like how he feels. Like he was just telling me like he's never felt like this before with somebody, and this relationship was so different, and it was just like a whole bunch of stuff. And like I know y'all finna probably, hopefully not, but I know some of y'all might or may not clock my tea about you liked him in 2020 and you didn't say nothing, and we're fast forward to October 2021, October 2021. Yes, because I held my tongue about my crush on him, because your girl was shy in her younger days. Like, I was not about to like confess to no dude that I liked him when I was 14. I was not. Sorry. That's just who I was. And like, I'm still kind of like that person. Like, I don't know. But yeah, despite him like texting me that day and saying like, oh, I'm in a relationship now and stuff like that, stuff didn't change with us. In fact, things got to be a little weird. Like, is you cool? Weird. Like, it was not giving he was in no relationship. Not even gonna lie, it was not giving. Because this was actually the time where we also were like very like, we started like a flirtatious friendship. Like, our friendship turned flirtatious out of nowhere, and it was not giving he was in a relationship. Like, that's why I wasn't really like taking it too deep until that relationship ended. Then I got to really see, okay, so maybe this was serious. But yeah, so me and him was cool while he was in that relationship the whole time. Sparked even like flirtatious talking and all of that. So this relationship, he was just like very he was still very communicative. I don't know the word. But all I know is that during this relationship, he would communicate with me. He would always make time to still hit me up, still text me, ask me how I'm doing, all of that. So, you know, there was never no problem. He would even confide in me when he had like problems with her. Like, he would be like, oh yeah, when he would have problems with her, like one time, like, or not one time, but like on multiple occasions, she would like gaslight him with tears and like make him feel bad because she's crying. So he would like, you know, cave into whatever because she was crying about it, or like just kind of like manipulating him with her emotions, you know. And like, he would tell me that, and I would just like, dang, like, I can't do nothing but like wish him the best, and like I would like encourage him to like stay. But like, when the relationship got toxic, that's when I was like encouraging him to get out of there. Like, I don't want y'all to think, oh, I was just like trying to be bitter because he chose somebody else over me or something. No, like, when he was in that relationship, I would encourage him to talk to her, communicate with her, and everything like that. Like, the way you're able to like tell me about the problems you have with her, you should be able to tell her these problems so that y'all can work these problems out, so y'all could stay together and have a long-lasting relationship.
Goodness gracious.
But yeah, I don't remember how long or like how much time had passed, but I do remember they ended up getting into like really bad problems, and they were on the verge of breaking up, or they did break up or something like that. And he was like broken. Yeah, I think it was, they broke up because she did something. All I know is that she did something and it didn't sit right with him at all. I think it involved another boy, in fact. I think she was being too friendly with another boy or something, and they ended up breaking up. Something along the lines of that. And he was telling me about it, and he just like was going on and on and on and on and on about it. And I was like, dang, so this is like really serious to him. Like, this was not a jokey play relationship to him. Like, this was something serious. So that's when I started to like feel a certain type of way. Like, y'all know how y'all best friends get into it with one of their friends, somebody you don't even know, but like one of their friends, but like they telling you about the situation and how they feeling, and so now you want to like fight the friend or whatever. That's like how I was feeling about this situation. Like, he's telling me this and how he was treated like this and this, and I'm just like, we had grown so much together and we built like such a strong emotional connection. It's like I don't want to see you hurt. Like I don't want to hear that you're hurting either, because that's going to make me feel bad. Like I've grown to really love who you are as a person, and your mindset and how you treat me, and hearing that somebody is out here doing you dirty is going to like do something to me. You know what I'm saying? So I'm hearing this, I'm like, ooh, like where can me and her meet? Like, not just weird. I was not feeling like that at all, but I was like almost feeling as hurt as he was, you know, kind of. Well, not as hurt as he was, but like just hurt in a way, just to hear that somebody that I cared about was hurting as well. But during the time he was like confiding in me and like going on and on about it, like he was in like, you know, that delusional stage right after you get out of a relationship, you almost like you're not over that person at all. Like it's still super fresh, so you're like, oh, I'd go back, I would change da 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 da, blase blase, but it's really like, nah. It's just like a quick little delusional stage you get into right after the breakup, after you're like heartbroken, because you liked that person. Well, I'd like to think that you did, you know. So just a little delusional stage. He was going through that as well. So like those multiple times were during him talking to me about like how she was treating him, he would be like, oh, but I'd go back and da 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 da, and I'm just like, yo, you go back is crazy. After all the things you told me, you would go back? Like, you'd be shocked, y'all. Like, the delusional stage is not to be played with. It's a very vulnerable, you're like very vulnerable. So I'm just like, I'm telling him like, I think you should think about this a lot more. Like, I know you're like feeling very vulnerable and emotional right now, but you need to like think with a clear mind, because if I were in your shoes, I would not want to go back to somebody who treated me like this or who would do things like this to me. And he was not trying to hear it, y'all. Like, he was not trying to hear it. So he went like, I think he ended up like ghosting me after that. Yeah. He ghosted me after that for like a whole couple months. And I didn't hear nothing from him. And that was that. And I was just like, what the heck? What in the world? After, I think we were having like, that was over with. That whole breakup situation was over and done with. I think he was still hurt, but he was trying to like move on with his life kind of thing. And she would make appearances in his life, of course, you know, like exes do. They make appearances and whatnot. But he was nonetheless trying to move on with his life. And I just think that, I don't know, like, he wasn't going about it in the right way. But who am I to judge? Like, who am I to judge? You know what I'm saying? But all I remember was we had like our last conversation before he goes to me. We was talking about like school and stuff. If I was gonna be, or if we were gonna be starting college soon or whatever. And I was, but he said something along the lines of he was gonna take another year in school or whatever. Or he was gonna take another year in school. Something along the lines of taking another year in school. And I said something in reply to that, and like asking a question, and he just never replied. But yeah, and I didn't get like no response or anything out of him for a whole year, y'all. Like, like this whole part is kind of like what drove me and him apart, like it did for the most part. Like 50-50. This 50% I'm about to explain. So the distance, he would go long, like periods of time without with like ghosting me. Like he would ghost me for months on end, kind of thing, like it was normal. And like I told y'all, like I had feelings for this guy, so like going months without talking to him was insane. And it's like it's nothing I can do. Like it's literally nothing I can do. I can't force nobody to want to speak to me. And if they don't want to speak to me, they don't want to speak to me. But like what we're not gonna do is like keep continuing to think it's okay to come back into my life because you think you can. You know what I'm saying? Like, because then you're gonna make me start feeling like, okay, you really don't like me. You're just using me when you're bored or like when it's convenient for you, kind of thing. And if y'all know the feeling, that kind of feeling sucks. Y'all, my phone had literally just lost storage. My bad, but I I don't know what hurt more though. Like, was it him leaving in the first place?
Every time
Like
we were
when
in
we were
like
in a
a
good
good
spot, like I was
place,
telling y'all, we
he
was in
seemed
a
to
really good
always
spot. Like,
ghost me right when things were like great or perfect, you could say, you know?
so I don't know if it was like him leaving that hurt me the most, or like him coming back trying to pretend like nothing happened. I think both things definitely did like affect me and did like, you know, like make me want to raise an eyebrow. But I definitely was feeling very hurt when he finally did like text me back and like reach out to me. I was like, part of me was very like happy and excited because this was somebody like that was like cool with me. This was my bestie. This was like somebody I had like real feelings for as well. So it was like very weird to get a message from him after going no contact for so long. You know what I'm saying? Like, and moving on with your life as well. Like, especially because this was somebody that like I used to confide in with like a lot of my problems during that whole year that we did go no contact. I did find myself like thinking about him during like my harder times, or like if I was having problems and stuff, I'll be like, dang, like I really wish I could hit up so and so, but it is what it is. Like we grow and we don't have to like confide in people when it comes to anything, because one thing that like a lot of like these story times involving these people, or a lot of the ones that like I've shown to you guys so far, have like really taught me, you are going to be alone regardless. Confiding in people, like do not ever put yourself in a position where you're needing somebody or confiding in somebody, because 9 times out of 10 these people won't have your back like you have your back. You know what I'm saying? Like nobody really got you like you got yourself. You get what I'm kind of getting at here? So that's just what I'm saying. But yeah, so I think I got a message back from him, what, summer of 2022. Yeah, I got like a message back from him summer of 2022, and we had stopped talking. Our last conversation was in September of 2021. So y'all do the math. Give or take a few months, it's a whole year. He answered my message, and like when I got the message, y'all, I just was like, here we go. And it's like I didn't want to keep myself going back to like a toxic pattern, because I'm known to go back to a toxic pattern, as y'all already saw in my example with Playa. Like I don't have the best track record of staying away from people that I'm really not supposed to talk to, but it is what it is. We live and we learn. So yeah, part of me wishes like I never would have like replied to his message either, because yeah, I did reply to it, but like it just opened up a whole other can of worms, because it's like I never really fully like was able to feel our connection again fully because of like that whole like ghosting situation and everything. Like we were so good. So the fact that it even played out like that is crazy. But yeah, from there, he tried to connect back with me like on the same level we had been on, like bestie timing and stuff. And I was really not going for it for the most part because it was like, you ghosted me for a whole year. And then y'all, I didn't even get to the crazy part. Whole year he ghosted me. He got into a whole other relationship. Like, y'all know how I was saying he was like recovering or trying to recover from that relationship, but I didn't think that he was doing it in the right way. Yeah, that's what I was trying to hint at. Because during that time, he was at least talking to somebody and then he ended up in a relationship. So I think that's why ultimately why I got ghosted, and that got confirmed. Cause he knew my friends. He knew a lot of my friends, like my homegirls and stuff. So and messy enough, he dated my homegirl.
But yeah, y'all, I think it was like the principle behind it. Like, you were okay with hitting up my homegirl and telling her why you was gone and why you was not talking in no group chats with nobody, because he was in group chats with my friends and stuff, so he knew all of my friends, all of that. But I just think it's the principle. Like, you were gone for that reason and you couldn't communicate that with me. We've known each other for 5-6 years and communication just flies out the door, and you can just hit my homegirl up and tell her why you're gone, but I don't get anything. I don't get a message as to why you're leaving. Nothing. It's crazy.
But yeah, so I ended up finding out that he had a conversation with her, and she showed me the messages and everything, like, and like she showed me the messages and stuff like that. So I knew she wasn't lying. So they had a conversation, and she was basically like asking why he was gone for so long. Because oh yeah, we also was in like group chats, y'all. So when I tell y'all he knew my friends, he was in like group chats and stuff with us and stuff like that. And so when he was gone, I guess they was like feeling his absence or whatever, who knows. So she basically like was asking him, oh, why were you gone for so long? Like, it's literally been a year. What's up? What's tea? And he basically like dropped the beans that he was in a whole relationship, and he dropped me in there too. And he was like, out of respect of his relationship or whatever it may have been, he decided to stop talking to me, and he just left, like, not talking to people he didn't really want to talk to anymore. Like, he just decided that he was going to stop talking to people in general that he didn't want to talk to. Basically, he said that without saying that, but he did say that he was in a relationship for that year. That's why he was gone for the most part. So yeah, I had to find that out from a friend, and that was also hard in itself, because it's like, here I am sitting here trying to pick you up from somebody who broke you, and I'm getting ghosted. Like, I just felt like a whole slap in the face after finding that out, because it's like, I feel like I tried my best to be there for him as much as I could with what he gave me, and in the end I was given the short end of the stick. And it could be because of that situation with Playa and me like using him to get back with my ex, but it's just, when you dealt these kind of cards, you got to deal with the cards you was dealt with, basically. And that's just, it was what it was. And yeah, so I mentioned how when Twin came back in my life, he was trying to like get back cool with me on like bestie timing, and it was like, he was also different. Like, he changed, y'all. Like, the funny, bubbly, outgoing guy that I did know was covered up by this like nonchalant-y kind of meek, unresponsive guy that I just was not used to. So it was also hard, like, trying to gain our relationship back, because I'm trying to get used to this person that I just was not presented with in the first place. Like, I was presented a totally different person, and then after he came back scarred from the one relationship he was recovering from, and then broken from another relationship that he just came out of, he did a complete like 180 on me, you know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to like understand him and, you know, try to understand how he's feeling, and it's like I'm not getting anything. Like, I'm trying to ask him how he's feeling, or why this and this is happening, because we're at this point we're having a little bit of problems, because now it's like he's continuing to ghost me for months on end, or like for weeks on end, and it's like after I would text him with something that should be responded to, like I'm getting no answers for weeks on end, months on end. And mind y'all, he ghosted me for that other year. So I'm just like, we're having problems because of that, rightfully so. And I'm just feeling all in all confused, and I'm trying to figure out where his head's at. He's not giving me anything. He's just like out of it. Our relationship was just like hurting, and it was not going anywhere. So I decided it was best that I cut things off for myself, because I'm tired of dealing with a toxic cycle with these guys where I just continue to like let them back into my life when they don't deserve to be let back in, or like continue like to let them use me when they're bored, or like talk to me when they're bored or when they feel like it, or on their terms. Yeah, no, I'm not letting that happen anymore. So I cut things off with him, and that was that. But it's so hard doing that to somebody you don't want to do that with. Like, it's so hard cutting somebody off that you don't want to cut off, y'all. Like, it's so hard, because it's like those first few months I was like struggling, because it's like I really did want stuff to work with me and him. Like, I really did want us to build that relationship back up, and we could be like besties and cool again. At least if not like together, we could just gain our bestie relationship back. But he was just a whole completely different person, and he changed.
Y'all, like, I'ma be so real. Like, I kept it 1000 this entire story time, so I'm not gonna hold back. Like, I'm still coming back from this one. Like, I'm still healing from this one, because this is, like I said, somebody I grew a 5-year deep connection with emotionally, and it's just hard to shake somebody that I once cared so much for and had so much love for, especially from when I was like super young to however old I am now, you know? So it's just things like that. It takes time to heal, and I'm still healing. But it is what it is. And like I always say, we live and we learn. So,
And people change, and that's the truth of it all. Like, people change. And also we got older, so things changed with us because we got older. Mindsets changed. So all in all, that didn't work out, and it ended up literally in flames. And I haven't talked to him in, but he did add me on a social this year. He did add me on a social this year, but we just haven't spoken a word to each other. Like, he hasn't said a peep to me. He's added me on that social, but he hasn't said like a word to me or anything. So we'll see what happens. We'll see where this goes. If I have to do an update story time, I will let y'all know. But yeah, let me know what y'all think of this story time. Give me the raw uncut of how y'all feel. If you feel like leaving a comment, so much is appreciated. Thank you so much for all of the support I've been getting, by the way. Like, I do see, like, I am sitting at a cute little view count, but I do want you guys to interact with me a lot more. So yeah, just let me know. When I post community tabs, please interact with them. Like, videos like this, please like them, subscribe. It helps my channel a lot. Just a small YouTuber trying to grow, and yeah, all support is needed. So I will see y'all in the next video, dropping soon, I promise.